Why, hello guys, welcome to Monday's capstone. And today we are going to shift to videos. Now, taking notes on videos is pretty much the same thing, right? Except for it's a little different because it's a video. And the steps are going to be, you're going to watch the whole video without stopping. Then you're going to watch it a second time and stop after something important. You're just going to think. And at the end, you're going to write 3 to 5 things that you think are the most important to remember, just like an article. Now, the one thing you might do, instead of going back to get your facts correct, you're going to have to rewind the video and get the facts correct. Okay? And then I'm adding a step to your note taking that's going to help you when you form opinions. And it's as you take notes, I want you to write an opinion you have about that article or that video in all capitals. And I'll show you that at the end. So to do this, we're going to watch a video together. And I am simply going to follow these steps. Okay, so I'm going to keep out my thing here so you can see the steps. And in my Padlet, I opened this video. Well, I opened a link to a video. I guess you don't need to see the link. And it's from Great Big Story. So the first step is just to watch the video without stopping. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to play a video. And this video is about enslaved Africans who escaped into the swamp. Okay, sorry about that delay. So this video is about escaped slaves near Virginia and North Carolina, and they would escape from their plantation and they would go into this swamp area and they would live because the swamp is so dense and wild that no one could find them there. So you're just going to watch the video with me because that's the first step. You watch it, the whole video without stopping. So today we're just practicing what I want you to do on your own. And I think you're going to love this video. So enjoy learning something about our history.
The dismal swamp is an environment that has hazardous conditions associated with it. The heat, you got poisonous snakes and mosquitoes come out at certain times of the year and it's unbearable. But when you think about some of the torture the enslaved people endured, I think if most of us were living during that day and we had an option to go in the swamp and live freely, I think a lot of us would take that option.
From the 17th century until the Civil War, escaped slaves, known as Maroons, found refuge in the Great Dismal Swamp. Located on the border of Virginia and North Carolina, the swamp was wild and inhospitable. Nevertheless, it was there that runaways created self-sufficient communities, almost entirely cut off from the outside world. For the past 10 years, archaeologist Dan Sayers from American University has been studying these settlements.
Part of what I did was develop this sort of research program called the Great Dismal Swamp Landscape Study. Most of my focus has been on archaeological discovery of sites out in the swamp, as well as historical research, and then, of course, trying to understand it. Before we started our research, there was a sense people lived in the swamp for a variety of reasons, but we really wanted to go in the swamp and find remnants of their lives out there. And sure enough, we've been able to look at several sites associated with several of these different groups.
Probably a 1790 to 1825 or 30 nail that we found in one of the
resistance community settlements. I'm sure the population went up and down, but very strong potential for any given moment for thousands of people that went out in the Great Dismal and formed these multi-generational communities. It was a radical form of resistance in a good way.
The runaways who escaped slavery risked everything to be free, even if it meant living in the harsh environment of the swamp. One former slave who briefly lived in the swamp was a man named Moses Grandy.
I've done family genealogy research in which I've uncovered a slave narrative by Moses Grandy, who I believe is my great-great-grandfather's uncle. This Edmund Grandy, my great-great-grandfather's headstone, who was born in 1827. He was a waterman and a boatsman on the Dismal Swamp Canal, which was being hand-dug. And he describes very vividly in the slave narrative how they were treated, what they endured, how they were tortured. If you had that kind of experience and you had an opportunity to come out to the swamp and live freely under, challenging conditions, you're going to have a hard time getting them out of there. The idea of Africans setting up communities and being in charge of their destiny in the swamp, I don't want people to ever forget this history.
Oof. Guys, this video gives me the chills. It's just unreal. So the first thing you do is you just watch the whole video without stopping, right? Then the second time, you stop whenever you think something is important. Now, I'm not going to do this whole step with you because I feel like it'll take too long, but I'm going to do it one time.
The Dismal Swamp is an environment that has hazardous conditions associated with it. The heat, you got poisonous snakes and mosquitoes come out at certain times of the year and it's unbearable. But when you think about some of the
So what I think is important is that the swamp is like kind of a horrible place. It's extremely hot. There's these mosquitoes, poisonous snakes. It's just like a horrible place. And then I'd hit play. So that's what you do. You watch your video a second time, right? And you just take note, or you just think about what's important. You stop, you think about what's important. At the end, you're going to write 3 to 5 things that you think are most important to remember. All right, so I'm going to go back to my post, find my video here. Here it is. Edit post. And I'm just going to call this escaped slave. Slaves. Okay. So what's important here? That the Great Dismal Swamp was in North Carolina, in Virginia, it said. I could go back to the video. It was brutal. Heat, mosquitoes, poisonous snakes, right? I think we have to say that enslaved people would escape slavery and live in the swamp. They would hide here. Should we add that maybe thousands lived in the swamps? Wow, that's incredible to me. Was there something else I should write? No, we could say now scientists are studying their lives. Okay. So I think I got most of the facts of the video down. There might be a few things I want to add. But now I want to do this final part, number 5. In all caps, write your opinions or thoughts. So this video should really, if it doesn't stir your emotions, you're probably not alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this video doesn't get you like, I don't know, either you weren't watching it or come on, people. So I think very strong opinions come from this. And one thing that I keep hearing about this is that, like, the enslaved people were extremely resilient. That might be one thing I'd say. Like, enslaved people were, all caps, were extremely resilient. Or enslaved people would do anything for freedom. These are my 2 opinions, guys. And it's when you are reading, it's important to first get down facts, but then think about what do these facts tell you? These facts tell me that these people were resilient. These facts tell me that these people would do anything for their freedom, right? So that's what I want you to start doing. Whether it's a video or an article, you put down your facts and then you say what those facts are making you think. And that's when you're really cooking. That's when you're really researching, okay? All right, good luck with this. And in the comments, you're going to write to me about the article that you or video that you watched and the name of it, okay? So I can check your note.